The American male has found a new place of relaxation. It's the Key Club. The most famous example of such a type club is the Playboy.
I thought I was a movie star, and that's really what I thought.
A bunny, that's what you are. You're not a waitress, you're a bunny. We would walk through that room, owning it. It was ours.
There I went from lower middle class valley girl straight into the cat's meow. And I loved it. A lot of people say, how could you go from being a nun to being a bunny?
Glamour, number one. Money, number two.
Some nights you make $100, $200 in one night. We were making more money than most men were making at that time.
I think a lot of people assumed if you were a bunny, you were also a whore.
My mother wanted me to be a nun.
Come on, she wasn't going to accept me as a Playboy bunny.
Ever. We were basically serving London broil in a bathing suit and a pair of high heels. How bad is that?
If you take away from a woman her own ability to be sexually appealing, you dehumanize her.
A lot of women were walking around free of spirit, not worried about if somebody saw their bare behind or bare breasts. No inhibitions. It was wonderful.
We were all pioneers. Some were more risk takers than others. You were definitely feminists. I mean, you had to be.
The bunnies were the Playboy Clubs. Without the bunnies, there would be no Playboy Clubs. It would just be a bar and grill.
My name is Hugh Hefner. I'm 35 years of age and I'm editor-publisher of Playboy magazine. I started with a personal investment of $600. In 8 years, I've built an empire worth $20 million.
The magazine was intended and referred to as a handbook for the young urban male. And it was a combination of service and fiction, humor, satire. And it came at a time in the Eisenhower McCarthy era that was very repressive, very conservative. Women were expected to go back into the home after having been out in the workforce during World War II. It was a father knows best kind of era. About the only place that you got any kind of anti-establishment points of view were in these unusual areas, in Playboy magazine, in the humor circuit with Mort Saul and Lenny Bruce. And if you look at the 50s now in retrospect, that is what led, I think, very clearly to the real social revolution that took place in the 60s.
Whether intentional or not, one of the first shots fired in that revolution came from Playboy headquarters in Chicago, in the guise of this advertisement. It was January 1960, and Playboy was offering young women an exciting new life. According to the ad, a life filled with opportunity, glamour, and more money than they ever dreamed of. Hundreds of young women showed up for the auditions.
Sharon, in looking at your application and reviewing your qualifications, your college, you have a major in sociology, you've been an executive secretary for a firm of financial consultants, and your background seems to be exceptionally good, your work record and all. I think we'd like to have you be a bunny.
They were looking for the girl next door, really. Clean face, fresh looking, bubbly, perky type of person. My choices or my options at that time was being a secretary. There wasn't a lot for women in the late 50s, early 60s in earning income. And I helped support my mom at home. And I really didn't want to be a secretary. This was an opportunity to earn a lot of money in a short period of time while you decide what you're going to do with the rest of your life.
On February 29, 1960, the Chicago Playboy Club opened to a huge fanfare, blowing the doors wide open on what a nice young girl from small-town America could do with her life.